Hey, what is up guys? My name is Andy. Welcome to the show. If you're new to this channel, please like and subscribe. You will not regret it. I'll be posting videos of very interesting watches you wouldn't want to miss. So Brew watches. I love the creativity of these guys. I really do. I, as a coffee junkie, I really like the purpose of this watch. So Brew makes these watches for a reason. The reason is if you like your perfect homebrew coffee. These watches will help you to time your coffee to perfection, especially if you like espressos. Now, this is why watches are born. This is the real purpose of watches, to be a tool, to help you do or time things to do your job or a perfect job. So in history, we have watches for railroad, aviation, military, for scientists, for medical purposes. And this watch, I think, is maybe for a barista or someone who likes his coffee to perfection, especially if you grind and brew your coffee at home. Okay, so enough about coffee. Let's talk about this very cool, incredible watch that I have right here. The Brew Metric is a cool chrono watch that you can get for $395. I know for many people this is too much for a MECA-QUARTZ movement. But being a micro brand, you have to put in all this money to marketing and development and good quality service. So that's why these guys charge this amount. But it's not only for the movement. If you're just interested in what's inside a watch, you have to rethink why you like watches. Because it's not all about what's inside. A watch has materials, design, function, packaging, and test drives, etc. This watch is 36 millimeters in diameter. Obviously, it's gonna feel a little bit bigger than that because of its kind of squared shape. It's got a lug-to-lug of 41 millimeters, a lug width of 20 millimeters, but the first link is 25 millimeters, and it tapers down to 15 millimeters and back up to 17 millimeters at the clasp. It has two push buttons to open the clasp, and it reveals a fully milled clasp. That's nice. It has 4 micro adjustments and a screw-in caseback, all decorated. The watch has a chronograph function that the action is quite good. But what I very much like is when you reset the chrono. The bottom button feels so mechanical. I don't know why it feels different than the top button. Overall, it feels very good when you push them. Now it has a push-pull sign crown and the dial. Oh man, the dial. This is what got me into this watch. Yes, the overall 70s feeling of this watch is very attractive, but what got me to this watch was the dial. It has 2 subdials, one for the seconds and one for the minutes. And these are sunken into the dial. Very cool looking and depth-giving subdials. A little logo and a date that sits between the 4 and 5 indices. Speaking of indices, these ones are applied. Full with BGW9 SUPERLUMINOVA, so that's the blue color. The hands are polished and brushed at the tip, filled with Lume 2. The chattering is kind of white, with seconds markers in blue. Very, very beautiful made. The bracelet is very comfortable. Sometimes it can grab the hairs, but it's not that often. But what I really like about this is the clasp. Super small, super slim, easy to operate. This bracelet makes the watch so much comfortable and super good looking. Many of you won't like the tape between 4 and 5 o'clock, but I really don't mind it. It adds an extra very useful complication that for me, it does not disturb the balance of the dial since there is no a third subdial. I love how the subdial at 9 is bigger, like it's almost more important than the second subdial. I think this dial is very, very well made. I like the brush finishing and it almost looked like a bit of a champagne dial. One thing that I'm not too sure about is that mirror finish around the dial. Sometimes it makes it looks cheap, sometimes it looks super good and awesome. I can't decide if I like it, but it gives another point for design, very different than well, a lot of micro brands and a lot of watches too. This watch has a all brush case and bracelet with an incredible chamfer edges that are executed very well. I actually didn't see this until I took out this watch into the sunlight and it just popped off all the edges of this watch. It looked incredible. One important thing that I forgot to mention, you guys, is that the Metric Chronograph has a specific markers that specify when the optimal espresso shot has been extracted. The time for these ranges are from 25 to 35 seconds, depending on the barista and the machine. Well, that's been it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments down below which one of the Brew watches company do you like more. Do you like the Metric? Do you like the Retromatic? Or do you like the 8-bit Brew or the Retrograph Technicolor? Which one do you like? Let me know in the comments down below. The design is actually kind of the same, but it changes ever so slightly. I do really love what these guys have been doing with these watches, especially with the automatic, the Retromatic Copper. That is an incredible watch. Please leave a like if you like this video and subscribe if you love Brew watches. Thank you guys for watching, and remember, I am Andy and I'll be here spending time watching time.